Nietecita Blanco de Artsy sister, and today we're reading Saturnastra Nalini. This is chapter 5, part 2. The mage frowned when he heard my name. Apparently I was not in the inventory list. He whispered to his assistant, "Why do you bring this girl? Her name is not on the list." My kidnapper said, "Her name is on the other list." My kidnapper appeared to the other list, and the mage read, "Nalini, 5,000 gold contract, patron alternate. Note, proceed with extreme caution. Kill her if she summons a flute." Apparently Odani planned to get rid of me by taking my life, or by having me killed. He hoped that by making me an outcast, I would not interfere with his work, but I was not going to make things easy for him. Among the crowd, I recognized Karini. She was the girl I saw getting sacrificed in the temple. I was relieved to see that she hadn't burned to death, that she had simply just lost their light, whatever that meant. She too recognized me. As a dark elf, her appearance had not changed much. It had only altered in color. Her blonde hair had turned pitch black, and her eyes too were as dark as night, and her skin had acquired an ashen honey tint to it. And like the rest of the dark elves, she sported black robes, and when she saw me in such a pitiful condition, she was moved to tears, and I said to her with my telepathy, "Do you remember the madness, the feeling of ultimate freedom?" Below her breath she whispered, "Yes, I had not forgotten the feeling. The memory of the day is the only thing that cheers me up in my darkest hour." "Be my hands, Karini," I urged her. The bond I had forged with her was now strong. Stronger since my elf body was currently immobile. "Yes," she said. And she drew my flute from beneath the foldings of her robes, and the crystal flute seemed to shimmer in the darkness, and she placed her beautiful lips over the flute, and then she started playing my song. At first the vulturous crowd opaqued the sound, and slowly, however, the nearby dark elves started echoing my music with their voice, and since the majority of the dark elves had gathered in one spot, the song of madness spread like a disease, and in no time half the crowd had gotten infected, and the elf prisoners too recognized my song, and they felt contempt at the prospect of seeing the madness overcome those who surrounded them, and they secretly hoped that the dark elves would kill each other, or something, and like the light of mages, the dark elves were taken by surprise, and they tried to corroborate the strange singing with my presence. Though they searched me, they could not find the crystal flute, nor could they pinpoint the source of where the music was coming from, since it echoed throughout all of the cave walls. And like last time, the song of madness overtook the entire elf population, and even the chain of prisoners were growing frenzy. And just like the Pied Piper who led rats through the tree, the dark elves moved and sang like marionettes to the song of madness. And suddenly I made them stop their singing, and in one unified voice they asked, "What is the elf's light?" Frightened, the leader of the 5 mages said to the others, Danny warned us about this. My kidnapper snapped, "You're a fool to believe everything that man says." And he probably blamed the incident on the daughter he wants to get killed, and now we're stuck with a sticky situation. Again the marionettes repeated, "What is the elf's light?" Resolving to end this chariot without incident, the leader of the mages decided to cooperate, he said. "Like a burning bush, we elves enter the world fearing darkness, and we cling to light like moths to a flame. Eventually the fire that gave us life consumed us souls, only leaving behind this charred remains. Without the flame we die, and with it we get burned until only a shade of our former self remains. Once you become a shade, in the darkness we must remain until the end of our days." Do you hear the people? Even in the darkest night, the sun will rise. There's no need to spend all of your entire life living in this darkness. The newfound sense of freedom created by the song of madness forced them, compelled them to walk towards the surface even in the wake of night, and in a fury they arose and tried to ransack the elven city, which was truly deep down what they wanted to do, so they were tired of living on the ground like moles. A good portion of the citizens fled the forest, never to return. Others went to raid the nearby human villages, and when the light elves saw the maddened dark elves, a good chunk of them got infected by the frenzy, and they joined their ranks to loot and pillage the homes of the brethren that were better off, and they released all of the prisoners who were left with the dark elves in order to participate with the raids. One of my kidnappers said, smiling sadly, "Danny said you were dangerous, but damn, even I think this is a little overboard." The little simply shrugged his shoulders and said, "This was bound to happen sooner or later, even without her interference. One can only keep people down. One can only keep a person bounded for so long before they yearn to be released." Another man said, "At least if we lose, we'll have someone to blame for a mutiny." My kidnapper asked, "How long does this madness usually last?" "It depends. My hysteria is easily triggered but hard to suppress." I said, and pointed to the house of the lake. I said someone lives there. I want to see him. Time, bro?
9 minutes.
"Sure, I'll have a boat brought for you," said the Magus. He gave orders to one of his fellows, and they went to the house and carried a small wooden boat to the water. And the boat was carved out of redwood, and it had acanthus and roses patterns carved in its frame. Once it entered the water, my captor took the paddles and he beckoned me to enter within, and I walked towards the edge of the lake, and the second the mage carried me into the boat so that I would not get my dress wet. And he laid me down on a cushioned passenger chair, and the tip of my feet gently touched the icy cool water. While the mage rowed the boat, I merrily sang, "Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream." The ride felt peaceful, and when the light of the moon fell on us, I saw that the dark elf's appearance changed, and his face and hands started shriveling and disfiguring into something strange, and it looked like the distortion that wood or paper experiences when touched by flame. I noticed that the change was only superficial. He was still himself. The dark elf lowered his hood, and he put on gloves to hide his changed appearance. Smiling, I said, "You don't need to hide yourself. I find you cute regardless of your looks." The mage said nothing. However, I felt his overall mood improve. The mage stopped just before the lake shore, and he got out of the boat, and the water went as high as his knee, and he beckoned me to his arms, and he carried me across the rest of the way. And when he held me in his arms, his fragile but strong frame reminded me of my father Proteus, and I wondered how he was doing. My reminiscences were interrupted when the mage placed me on the sandy ground, and he sat on the floor and he said, "Go on ahead, I'll be here to take you back." I walked across the sandy plains, and I noticed above me light radiating over the marble building, and the building seemed to glisten as its glow made the sun stand out against the darkness within the cave. Its windows had pitch black curtains instead of glasses, and I saw a faint movement in one of those curtains, and I felt myself being watched by the person hiding within. And I knocked on the large wooden portal, and I waited a few minutes for the door to open. And I was half tempted to simply enter by the window, and I decided to push the door open since it was unlocked. And a thin stream of light bathed the darkness, and the entire room looked pitch black, and I closed my elf eyes in order to rely on my mind's eye to see. And the inside of the temple looked like the living quarters of an elf, and it had the bed, the writing utensils, and plenty of food. And the back wall was paved with codices, books, and scrolls, and some felt like they had spells written inside of them. And in the center of the room I saw a pool of water, and I went towards the water, and the algae within it shimmered deep blue. I sat before the pool, and I warmed my feet within it, and I saw within the water the shimmering reflection of an elf, and he looked like all of the other dark elves, and the luminescence created by the water did not alter his look. Apparently the entire environment in this room was meant to maintain such a decaying, timid light. And I heard the faint creaking of stool wheels, and the image of an elf grew closer and closer. A fragile, trembling hand grasped the end of my hair, and the reflection brought my hair to his lips, and he kissed it. In a quivering voice, he said, "It has been a while, little sister." I laid my head back and rested my head against my brother's lap, and I hugged his knees while I allowed myself to relax. Gently, the same fragile hand stroked my hair, and it took all of his willpower to hold back the tears. "Yes, it has been a while, big brother," I whispered, tapping into Nalini's memory. "You still recognize me in this form?" he asked. "Yes, how could I forget? Even as a dark elf, you're still your father's fleeting image," I said, kissing his fragile legs. The legs he had not used in over a decade. Time, bro?
5 minutes.
Ever since Nalini had a writing acid, and he had been forced to live among the dark elves. When father failed to heal his leg, Lenny suffered the same fate as all of the flawed elves. And even then, father still kept hoping, and after traveling far and wide, he was not able to cure his favorite son. And when my younger brother was born, Lenny too was replaced by a newer, cuter mother. model, and now he lay forgotten, rotting on the ground with the rest of the fellow dark elves as his only companion. Father told me you changed, that you were no longer yourself, he said, looking at my face. He lied. I never knew any wizard who ever spoke the truth. I am not myself, and don't ever call Danny a wizard. My furious way of speaking made him smile, and I rested my head against his lap again. No, Danny, Onave could never be a true wizard. Proteus is the only powerful wizard. Lenny smiled rather pleasant. He had confirmation that I was not myself. Jason Alfia, did you really come here to save this rotten world? Yes, in theory. I plan to save every living being, maybe. And any place where magic thrives is important to my people, since magic and magic users are a dying breed all over the universe, I said while I continued to look at the glowing water. Lenny decided that it was not a matter of best place. His talk of universe and other worlds seemed a little too far-fetched for somebody that had forgotten what the stars looked like. Gazing up to it, I felt the chaos over the open forest, and I felt myself greatly satisfied with my handiwork. Time, bro?
2 minutes.
For at least a day, those poor elves would experience true freedom, and my brother sensed what I was looking at, and he always had an eye for knowing what Nalini was thinking, and even though I was not myself, or that is, that Nalini was not herself, our bond still stayed strong. And he began to sing my song, and it echoed across the darkness, which seemed almost infinite, and I thought I saw my real father, Proteus, staring through the glassy reflection in the water, almost to try to help me keep my bearing. And when Lenny finished his song, he said, I wish I could be with him, alas, I have already lost all hope. Gazing at his face, his sad mouth and sudden challenging mannerisms reminded me of one of my mother's favorites. Someone whose mere existence made her happy, and I wondered if I could care so much about someone who was neither my family nor my lover. Yes, the kind of unrequited love one feels for a passing shadow or a falling leaf. Just this man sitting before me was nothing but a shadow. It would not take much to erase his existence. And for the first time I felt someone of my mother's strange, somewhat possessive altruism, and hugging his legs I closed my eyes, and slowly my body lost all of its mobility, and I not even breathe anymore, and I focused all of my healing energies to the crippled legs between my arms, and I saw the broken spine, the dead nerves. His sensation began to return, and Lenny felt immediately pain, and he fell to the floor while screeching in pain, but I still maintained my iron grip. And as I slowly continued regenerating his nerve, Lenny could only feel pain, and my people's healing usually felt rather painful, but it was effective. Slowly mobility returned to his atrophied muscles, and then feeling mobility returned to his limbs, he started fighting back the pain, and he wanted to walk again, even if it meant experiencing such unbelievable pain. Suddenly the pain stopped, and I sat by his side and waited for him to attempt to rise. Time, bro?
Less than a minute.
Oh, yeah. Lenny felt shaky from the experience, and he sat on the floor and tried to make use of his leg, and I made a sign to him and said, it is too soon for that. You will require 6 months of physical therapy to make use of your legs. Alright, well, we may leave this here for now. Bye-bye and God bless.